Hello. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't see 1,150 people yet. So welcome to our traditional staff meeting after our press conference, our financial results. So thank you for being here this morning and spending a few moments with me to discuss about our results, have a look on what has been achieved in 2023, discuss about the profit award, the magic number, and then define what the bonus will be for each of you. And we'll also have a look about what we'll do in 2024 and the objectives for the next profit award. But let's start with good news. We have a new subsidiary in beautiful South Africa, Cape Town. And you have a wonderful picture here. I think they are connected. Give you a few words about Optimatrade, because this is the company we acquired as of the 1st of March 2024. Can someone tell them that they should wait 30 minutes? Okay, thank you. So we have acquired Optimatrade as of the 1st March, as I said. But Optimatrade is known to Swissquote since many, many years. It was one of IB in South Africa, and he brought quite a number of clients to Swissquote. The total assets now over $1 billion. And we have seen over the recent months and years that the growth has accelerated. So we thought it's a great idea to integrate now them into the family, because it has become more and more difficult to explain to the clients what's the relation between Optimatrade and Swissquote, and why not Swissquote. We couldn't advertise under our brand. And so welcome to the team in South Africa. I know most of them. I've seen them twice, and I will go to visit them in September when there is spring in the southern hemisphere, and it's a great place to be. We have received a question from a journalist. He told us, now that you are in Africa, do you want to target the entire continent? What is your plan in Nigeria? And say, well, so we do this really slowly, and this is specifically a business for South Africa. But it's an interesting one, and indeed, it's a new continent for Swissquote, an exciting place to be. So let's have a look at the full year results. I will not be too long. We had a press conference. You have certainly seen the communication and the press release and everything. I just would like to show you this very impressive chart here. You see revenues at 531.4 million, which is quite amazing. I remember well when we reached the 100 million threshold as a revenue. It was quite of an achievement, and now a few years later we are at 531. Have also a look on what happened since 2017. We more than doubled the revenue, and it's quite of impressive. What is special in 2023 is that the interest revenue has been quite high. You see, this is the blue part. So some may say, you don't deserve this revenue because this is just central bank decisions. But for us, it's a situation that has actually normalized more than anything else, because previously we had this negative interest rate situation in Switzerland and the rest of the world, and this is not a normal situation. Now, the normal situation is that when you lend money to someone, then you get an interest. We were in a situation where, for example, we would lend money to the town of Gland, and after the period they would pay us back, but less than what we did lend them initially. So a perversion of the system that now has stabilized. The forecast for 2024 is that the interest rates will stay positive. We have forecasted a few changes, so probably now that the inflation is losing a little bit of momentum, we will have a few rate cuts, but that has all been factored into our forecast for next year. Client assets is also the highest number ever. We are at 58 billion Swiss francs. It's quite a number. It's probably, if we position ourselves on the Swiss banking map, then we would be at position 13 or 14 in terms of number of assets. So we are going there slowly to go into the top 10 biggest bank in Switzerland, measured on the assets under custody. And here, what is very exciting for us, this is the black part. You see it here on the right side of the scale. This is the net new monies. So this is our capacity of adding new clients to the bank and being able not only to get clients, but also to convince them to bring assets to the bank. It was at 5 billion in 2023, which is quite a number. And our expectation for 4, 5, and 6 will be to grow at an average of 7 billion, 6 to 7 billion. So we think that this 5 billion, we can even accelerate it a little bit for the years to come. Customer growth is also the other factor to consider. Here, the charts on the left looked a little bit, sorry, no, this is the net new monies on the left. So you see this 5 billion. It looks a little bit like we have reached a peak in 2021, but actually this is not the case. You know, 2021 was a very special year with the COVID situation, and that has pushed net new monies to new high. But I think in 2024, we may be surprised again to see how much we are able to grow the company. And here on the right side of the scale, you see the number of customers, which is growing. Now we have more than 500,000 clients, far more than 500,000 clients. And this is without you. You is not counted as clients here in the chart. And what made us very proud also is the average assets per customer, this famous 100,000 Swiss francs we want to keep as an average, because that really distinguishes us from competitors, very low-cost competitors in the European market. You know, if you take people like Flatex De Giro or Trade Republic or the low-cost provider of trading services in Europe, then they only have a few thousand euros as a deposit. So we are able to attract clients with higher needs, with more assets. But this also is part of our business plan to be able to serve these clients with different needs. Net new monies here. So if you sum up all these numbers here, you will come to this famous 5 billion. And you see that the biggest part is coming out of Switzerland or booked in Switzerland. That's more than 3 billion. And then you have the distribution in Europe, Middle East, Asia. This is where we have our hotspots. And this is where the biggest part of the growth is coming. And of course, the rest of the world is all the rest. So we are active in all over the world, I would say, with one exception, which is North America, where we are a little bit careful, you know, as a Swiss bank. Not many Swiss banks has been successful in the US, so we are super careful about that. Okay, and then here on the right side, this also has attracted a lot of comments. Of course, you see the distribution, and you see also that Swissquote is not only a retailer, because only 36% of our assets are coming from retail clients. The rest is coming from business partners, B2B and B2B2C. So that also shows a little bit the capacity of the company to grow into different client segments. And here, two information. The one that excited most of the analysts is the one on the right side. It's important for a bank like Swissquote to have a non-transaction-based business, because that's the best part. You know, if your business only depends on the mood on the stock market, then probably it's difficult to forecast your next revenues, because you never know what the market is doing, right? So if you have part of your revenue which is non-transaction based, then you have a much more stable business. And this was one of our aim, was to be able to have a balanced figure between transaction-based and non-transaction-based. So in 2023, the interest revenue was obviously in the non-transaction-based revenue, and this also explains why you have this shift. And you can see it on the left side here. You see that 35% of our revenue has been made with cash, interest rates revenue, and then the rest is Forex, CFD, you have the fixed income, and then you see the distribution. Now, again, there was a debate with many banks saying that, you know, you don't deserve it because this is just central bank business. But actually, to make something out of your cash, you first need to have the cash, right? So you have to convince the clients, and you have to convince them to bring not only your securities, but then also your cash position. And there was a previous slide where you see that this distribution is about 15% in cash, and the rest is just classic securities. I don't know if you can hear me well, but it's this bizarre sound. No, is it okay? Good. Okay. So now the equity. Why is the equity growing? So the equity is our own money. That's the one of the bank. So it has been accumulated through the initial cash, the initial deposits when we launched the bank. So to be a bank in Switzerland, you need to have at least 10 million. But no banks will actually start with 10 million. So it's a good idea to have a little bit more. But then you see it growing up to 898 million. So this is really our cash. This is the one that we own, that we have accumulated with the profit over different years. So why do we keep it? Because we could give it back to the shareholders. They would be super happy. We need it because the regulator wants us to have our equity. And you see this is the black line, so this 11.2%, which is the Tier 1 ratio. This is the eligible capital that you need to hold to be able to operate as a bank. And everything above would be considered as being excess cash. So this is actually not really true, because no regulator would allow you to go back to go down to 11.2%. They would start to raise alarms and flags if they see it going into that direction. This is why you need to have what they call a buffer, some kind of a security buffer, and then theoretically everything above could be distributed to shareholders, or you could use the cash to do something fancy with it. Actually, the reason why we keep it is because as we grow the company, the cash that we need to finance our operations do grow as well. So we have to forecast the equity that we need for the future to be able to finance our growth and to be comfortable and highly capitalized. So this 25.1%, this is a very strong marketing argument when we go to the clients and they ask us, what's your T1 ratio? We can say it's 25.1, and it's the best in Switzerland, or one of the best in Switzerland. So this actually closes the discussions, because they say, well, it's a well-capitalized banking group. We do have a little bit of cash left to please our shareholder. This is the one you see here on the right. So we have pledged to our shareholders to distribute more of the cash. This was a high demand from our various investors. And the 4.3 Swiss francs that we will ask the General Assembly to authorize is a very good news for the shareholders community, because they say, well, if we just keep the share price, we will get 4 franc 30 at the end of the or mid-May when we will start to distribute the dividend. And you see it did grow quite dramatically from 2022 to 2023. The reason why we did that is because in 2022 we got lots of negative feedbacks from the investors community. They told us, you guys are really stingy, give us more money. So it's a balance to find between your financing needs that you forecast over the next year, and then the dividend payouts to the shareholder. So all in, it's a very strong year, 2023, that we made all together. So a big thank you to you. 531 million, 255 million of pre-tax profit, 58 billion of assets, and we have now more than 570,000 clients, so that's a great achievement. You did fantastically well, so let's go into 2024 with the same spirit. But I'm super proud of really what you achieved, and not only me, but the entire board of directors. I've had a talk this morning with Markus Dendler, our chairman since many, many years, and he asked me to convey his congratulations of these absolutely fantastic results, because obviously we couldn't do it without you. It takes a lot to please. When you are a bank, it takes a lot of. You have to please a lot of people. You have to please your clients, obviously, because otherwise you couldn't offer the service. So you need to have a very good service. You have to please the regulator, because otherwise they won't let you do it. And you have to please the shareholders, because they want to see growth in shares and growth in dividend. And then at the end, we have to please the employees, because you guys are making it. So if you're not happy, then we won't have a good business either. So this equilibrium between the various stakeholders in a bank is something that we aim to achieve. And now it's time to speak about the Outlook 2024. But before that, what was that? Sorry. Oh, yes. Yes. We, as we are growing the company, also the needs of having now budget to make donations has increased as well. It hasn't been always a very popular trend in the past, because the shareholders would say, we don't want you to spend our money. If you think you have too much, give it back to us, and we will take care of the donations, right? So, but this has changed a lot now that these ESG ratings are becoming very important as a company. So they also expect us to have a budget for donations, but we would like to share it with you. So we have some ideas, but you may also have some good ideas. So we'll send an online survey so that you could actually help us define, you know, which is the one cause that we should help a little bit more. So we count on your participation to this survey. I think it will go out this afternoon, right? And if you could participate, this would really help us in defining our plan for the years to come. So let's have a look at the objectives for 2024, and then at the very end, we'll discuss about how we did in 2023. So you know that our bonus system is based on the achievement of global results. And it's a plan that we have put in place many years ago, I think the first time in 2022. And it's something quite special in the banking industry, because normally if someone has a bonus, the bonus will be set on individual objectives for every employee, which is a huge work, because you have to discuss with every employee. You have to fix specific targets to him, and then you need to have a dedicated discussions to see whether he has achieved the plan or not. We don't think that this is necessary. We think that we as a team can have a global set of targets, and then if we collectively achieve those targets, then everyone will be at the same bonus based on his management level in the company and obviously based on his salary. So a very transparent system, very easy to implement, easy to maintain. And I know lots of banks that are super jealous about our system, and they would never change it because it's the easiest and best system to implement. Now, critics would say, what about the outperformer in a company? And say, I'm doing much better than everyone else, I'm more dedicated, I don't want to have the exact same bonus system that my colleagues, which is doing far less than I'm doing. I have received this kind of comments, not very often, I have to say, because what is happening if you overperform the others in the company, they logically, your salary should increase faster, you should climb the management levels, and so you should have a bigger bonus. Now, what happens if you underperform the company? Well, this also is solved by itself, so to say, because if you underperform, then this is because you're not happy, because this job was not made for you initially, because you was having different ambitions when you came to Swissquote, and then you either are changing your career within Swissquote. This happens very often, or well, you just look for other positions. So the system actually of this profit award is actually very, very good because it's working whatever the situation is. So we are super happy with that. Now, it's based on 3 pillars. The first one, the most important one, is the financial results. So it's a heavy bias on our financial performance. And why is this the case? Is because we are a listed company. So the shareholders actually are the one that are paying our salaries, and they want to see financial performance. And this is the reason why we have to set it at 60%. Then 25% is our growth initiatives. This is the development plan, the new services, the new tools we are bringing to our clients, and this accounts for 25%. And here you see we have an innovation in 2024. I will give you a few details about this in a minute. And then 15% is our ESG rating, and it has become mandatory for a bank because you need to have good social and environmental governance into your company. So the way you behave with your employee, the way you behave outside of the company, your greenhouse gas emissions needs to be tracked and controlled. And here, this is set at 15%, and it was also a little bit controversial in the past because there was a trend, mainly coming from the US, that say this is just crap, we just want you to perform financially. But the reality is that more and more investors want you to have a balanced situation between financial results, growth, which is the fuel for the financial results in the years to come, and then the way you behave as a company towards the outside world. So a well-balanced system. Now, if we look here at the financial, what is the target for next year? We want to achieve 580 million in revenues, pre-tax of 290 million, and then the margin, this is if you divide the pre-tax profit by the net revenues, is set at 50%. So these are our financial targets. Now, you may be surprised because in the press release, we didn't made these numbers. We said 595 million of revenues and 300 million of pre-tax. So there is a difference, and the difference is based on the fact that in the beginning of the year, now we are already in mid-March, we have seen really a very strong 2 first months of the year. So this could give us confidence that our latest estimates for 2024 was even higher than the budget we prepared at the end of 2023. This may change, we may come to mid-year and then see that our results are even better, and then we would change our latest estimates to the latest estimates. Now, this shouldn't change the way we are measured or our success is measured, because our profit award for 2024 do depend on those numbers. So obviously, we will keep this as a benchmark, and then the rest will be the market. If in September we're coming out, we say our latest estimate is 350 on the pre-tax, you will still be measured on the set pre-tax profit when we made the budget at the end of 2023. So don't be surprised if you see different numbers, but the one that counts are the one that you see here. Now, for the growth plan, we have an innovation in 2024. As of 2023, we have selected a few master plans that were important for us. But actually, we realized that it doesn't reflect all the efforts that has been made by the company. We are doing much more than that. So this year, we say instead of picking a specific project and then highlight this project, we actually have a plan that has about 20 projects that we have to achieve in 2024, because this is basically what we did in 2023. We had only 3 plans or 3 projects that we were focusing on, but the company realized much more than that. So we thought it's fair to have a plan that would actually be based on a bigger achievement of the company. So I can give you here a few. No, actually, I won't. You know what? Because first of all, I've spent lots of time already, and here you will see that we have on the 26th of March, we have one entire presentation which is only dedicated to these objectives. So I won't spend too much time. I would just tell you that the growth plan is based on our different pillars. We do offer trading services to our clients. So there we have like 4 or 5 projects. I can name you one. We want to have a sentiment analysis based on AI to help our clients make the best decision. We have plans to help our clients invest if they don't want to trade, if they don't have trading ideas, then we can help. We have invest solution. We are developing our bank. New credit cards will be one of the plan in 2024. As of now, we only have debit cards, but lots of clients expect us to have credit cards. This is one of the projects. We'll do a lot of things for our institutional clients, but in 2024, and I guess this is great news for lots of people here, the company will focus on developing our operational goals. So we have a lot of things that we could improve, lots of manual work in all departments that is making our life difficult. If you're working in the back office, you can certainly understand what I'm talking about. The company has grown so much that the things we did manually because it was not an issue has now exploded. I've just heard that now for the payments, for example, when now we have a lot of salary accounts. So the clients, we have become the main banking relation of the client, meaning that the salaries are paid on these accounts, but that also means that a few days after the salary has arrived, then the clients will make payments. And this is actually crazy. It's increasing every month. So there we have to develop a lot of tools to help our colleagues be more efficient and have a better life. Okay, but let's not spend too much time here on that. On the 26th of March, please, if you have time, please participate to that. There will be a lot of additional information. Okay, now let's come to the highlight of today. And there's a reason why I put this at the very end of my presentation, because otherwise I would lose your focus and your attention. So, so we have a Profit Award announcement for 2023. So I've told you already a little bit how the system is working. You know, we have objectives, we have to realize the objectives, and then we present the whole thing to our board of directors, and then mechanically we will be able to decide what the bonus is for the year. So as a reminder, in 2023 we had the same system that I just explained. It was mainly based on financials, 60%, growth 25%, and ESG 15%. So the very first one is super easy to compute, because we wanted to realize 495 million of revenues. We did 531, so that's 107%. So it's 7.3% better than the achievement of 100%. Pre-tax profit, same topic. We wanted to have 230 million. We did 255 million. So that's 10% more. So the rating is at 110.9. And then the pre-tax margin was also better, 48% rather than 45%. So this makes 106.7. Now, if we take all those numbers and we apply it to the 60%, then we have a higher number, 65%. Keep the 65% in mind, because you will have to add it then to the other numbers I will show you now. So here, the growth objectives, it's a little bit, well, it's a good number because we achieved most of the objectives we wanted to achieve. There was a slight disappointment on the CRM side. I think probably the project was much bigger than we anticipated. We have made a lot. We have implemented lots of new tools, but we can't use them already yet. Now, there's still a lot of work and a lot of things to do. So this is the reason why the rating is at 90% only. Wealth management, there we wanted to launch new digital solution. It has been made, just in time. So we are at 100%. The native mobile implementation, so the onboarding of new clients, has been at 95%. I think the reason being, it's here. Nearly achieved. Yes, well, we still have this level 3 system that we can't get rid of. There's some reasons behind, security reasons, but this actually since 10 years we want to get rid of this famous level 3 paper. It's a process. We are almost there, but we couldn't 100% achieve it in 2023. This is why we only had 95%. And then a little bit the biggest disappointment, we had ambitious targets, mainly to book 700 million of net new monies in our European subsidiary, which is mainly Luxembourg and Cyprus. But there we had, it's not that we will not have 700 million, but we had delays actually, so it took us more time to onboard the clients, and at the end it's only 350 out of 700. It was a complicated discussion with the board, because we say, look, it's almost there, but they say yes, but it's not. So, and since it's easy to calculate, the rating is only at 50%. So it's 20.9%. So luckily, the growth objectives only represents 25%. This is why it has a little impact here, but not as strong as the financial results. So 20.9, and now the ESG objectives there, we had good numbers. First, we have implemented ESG criteria in our lending. So when we give a Lombard loan to someone, he gets a little bonus if he is investing or if he has good stock with a good ESG rating. So this is to help a little bit the clients make the right decision, buy the right companies. And we have also factored ESG criteria in our own Nostro lending. So the balance sheet of our clients is invested, and there we have set ourselves criteria because we don't want to invest in companies with a bad ESG rating. So we did a little bit better than expected. So there we are at 105%. Now the carbon emission, this was a disappointment. So we have to cut our carbon footprint by a lot. And in 2023, we did a lot, but we didn't achieve our figures, which is a little bit unfair because this specifically is not of our doing. It's because we didn't receive the authorization from the commune to change our old heating system. They had delays, so we couldn't overcome that. So it's their fault. And it just shows you how complicated the life of a company is, because you may have wonderful ideas, but if the others actually don't help you, you cannot implement it. So it looks obvious, let's change the heating system. Oh yeah, but you need authorization, and we have to ask this department. So it's a nightmare, but at the end of the day, it put the rating down to 80%. The client satisfaction, this is the really super good news. I'm so proud of this one. So we wanted to have a rating of 28, I think. Yes, this was our target. And we are at 37. That's the best news ever, because this is the client satisfaction, and this makes our business at the end of the day. Why is it in the ESG objectives and not in other part of the company? Because to have happy clients is also a part of how you behave. If you behave badly, then probably your clients would not be so happy. So to have such a high net promoter score of 37 says something about the quality of our service. So there, it's also mathematical, 28, but we were at 37. So at the end of the day, we have a rating of 190%. And now the employer ranking. Well, this is actually where you could have contributed more. It's just a hint for next year. So we have two criteria. One is called a great place to work. Yes. So this is an assessment and a rating that you have or that you don't have. So we have it. So it's a good place to work. Thank you for that. It's also based on surveys and your feedback to the company. And then there is another one which is a little bit more controversial. It's called Statista, and they made statistics, and it's blind tests. And there we have lost a little bit of ground. We are still in the top 30 companies. I can't remember the ranking. In the banking industry, so we are top 11, but we are behind Raiffeisen. That was for me. So, well, we're not sure whether this Statista really works, but usually when companies have a super good ranking, they make a press release, and the next year, if it's not the case anymore, they're super quiet. So there's a lot of volatility in this ranking. But as I told you, you can contribute a lot to that. Okay, so anyway, well done. I think we're a great place to work. When I say we, it's not the management of the company organizing this workplace. It's you with your spirit, with your positivity, with your friendship among yourself, with the campus we are building here at Swissquote. Did we put a few slides on the campus? No, we didn't. Okay. So you have seen in front of the building. Now we have finally started to dig a hole into the piece of ground we have over there. So guys, we have for 3 years of hard work, and then 2 years to change this building here and the other one there. So for the next 5 years, this place here will be a work in progress. So we'll do the best to accommodate everyone, maybe a little bit noisy from time to time, but it's worthwhile because in 5 years, if you're still with us, you will enjoy a brand new campus and with a tower. You've heard about the Gland Tower, but on the top of the tower there is a pub. And in 3 years, we have a party, not over there like later this evening, but at the 16th floor of our tower with a wonderful view on the lake, on Lake Geneva. So if you're not in Switzerland, then may consider to come and see us too. All right, now, so what are the objectives? So we have made 65% for finance criteria. We have made 20.9% for the growth and 17.6%. So you have just to sum up the 3 numbers, and the result is, ta-da, 103.5%. Bravo. Okay, that's the end of the presentation. Now there's more to come. Now, how does it translate into your profit award? So the profit award is a percentage, and this is a percentage of a monthly salary. So if you have 100%, then this is 1 monthly salary, right? If you have 50%, this would be half a monthly salary. What we did in 2023, we changed the system to make it a little bit more aggressive. So we say, you know, because previously when we were just around 100%, a little bit less, a little bit more, it didn't change a lot. So the request we have received from our board of directors to make it a little bit more steep. So there is a punishment if you are on the left side of the chart, so if you do less than 100%, but there is an extra bonus if you do more than 100%. So luckily, we did more. We are at 103.5. Now, let's see the previous system. So this was actually the previous system. What we would have paid in the old system with a ranking of 103.5. So here and here is it. It is, sorry. So the new profit award system that we have put in place, let's take something in the middle here. So if you are an associate director, previously with the old system, you would have received 1.9 monthly salary. And now with the new system, you get 2.15 monthly salary. And you can see the distribution here between from staff to executive management. So again, 100% is 1 monthly salary. If you're a vice director, you get 3.3 monthly salary. A managing director, a director or managing director, 6.6. If you're a member of the executive management, you get 6.4. If you are not yet an authorized officer, you get 0.6 monthly salary. And if you are an authorized officer, 1.14. If you're a senior officer, 2.15. Okay, so you have the entire scale. And here on the right side, just the good idea we had to make it a little bit more aggressive. We keep the same system for 2024. And some predict that instead of doing 290 million, we will explode everything and make 350, 400 million of pre-tax profit. Then, you know, we will have a lot of profit to distribute among our employees. So thank you very much for joining here this morning. I hope you have some time to participate. So we have a party later on at the pub, so hope to see you there. And let's celebrate this great achievement. Let's work hard for 2024. And if you're a shareholder, you may be pleased as well, looking at the share price. I am pleased. Thank you.